Hi everyone, here is a quick video about changing brake pads, rear brake pads on the Vauxhall Vectra C. I saw some few videos but quite long, and here is I try to make a short story. Basically, to remove wheels, we get in trolley jack, picking up, getting jack stand to make sure it's not falling down. Before that we unscrew, release screws, not fully, just release, then we picking up wheel, removing it fully, then this is brake support. Here is spring to make sure his brake pads not making any noise. Basically this is handbrake cable, and this is brake line. So basically when brake pads almost gone, brake support piston fully out. And same time when you going to use handbrake, when brake pads almost gone, piston is extending, but your handbrake clicks remain same because of this automatic adjustment. Basically, when we will remove that, on piston will be special two holes. What you need to screw it back in. Other way, your new brake pads. I changed already one. So this is new pads. You can see how thick. And this is my old one, what was really thin. See, almost you can't see. And in focus, yeah, like that. So you can't see. You can compare it. That is new. So basically, then the gap will be much smaller. You will not get in. So this spring you need to release this way with screwdriver. Usually you can take it off, but as car is not new, quite difficult to get this spring off hole. So we just bending it, getting with strongest screwdriver out. So we'll see what's happened then. So next step is I'm taking ratchet with 7mm hexagonal screw, that is like Allen key. Basically, problem is that if you buy standard set of hexagonal screws, there is 6mm, then 8, then 10. You will not get 8. You will not get 7. So you need to make sure before you start doing this job to make sure you get 7mm screw. Not screw, but 7mm Allen key. Basically, we get in top, so we need to remove, to unscrew both parts, because of if you unscrew one, you will not get enough to get up or get down. Probably will get up, but if you want to get down, brake cable, handbrake cable will not let you do that. Basically unscrew both. So I released this already. You can see here is thread, so taking screwdriver and pushing it out same way. So now you can get screwdriver here, so that you have gap, that's fine. Same doing with top one. And then I'm removing caliper cover, caliper itself, that is bracket, so that's staying on. So I'm removing them because of disc as well is not new. It may take time because you have to move them, and then not going as easy as on new car. So as you can see here, I bent this spring that is not new, and I didn't manage to remove it, but it's still bendable and it's quite flexible, so it's doing part of the job. So you can bend it but it's quite strong, so you can bend it back and it will stay in place and will hold. So now I'm trying to remove this, and now it's getting out. You can use some bigger screwdriver to get here out, and then from top again and again here. with one screw, with one hand, that is not so easy. So that's what I get. I remove this, so you can see this side is still quite good, but second part is almost, is really bad. What I didn't have this hexagonal screw, so I bought new set. Before I used that, I tried different spanners. I didn't manage to do that, so I left it to dry for a while without changing. Now it's got so bad. Really, that is really bad, because that is not new car. Is like important anyway, but on new car you would need to change probably soon. If you will leave like that, you can damage basically your disc. So my disc would need to replace, but as this new car, have plans to change cars soon, so for now I'm not gonna spend money for the new discs. So MOT is passed, as MOT is fine. So, but originally that this rust, not rust, but if you see here, this is part where brake pads been working, but this part is not. And really that this part should be clean and in same level with this. But here is about less than millimeter is a difference, so it's still not so bad. But because of this, that's saying that that already was used metal. Metal, likely not this, but parts. So if you see here, yeah, so exactly this part was not so rusty, because of that was used by this brake pad metal. That is really bad condition of brake pads. Basically, now I removed. So what we're gonna do now? This is a place where brake pads sitting on, so we need to clean them, because all these brake pads, when they get involved, they're all this sitting here. So we clean all this place. Then this what's happened here. This is piston. This is a dust cover. So here two holes for special tools, where you can get this in and just turn around like screw this this piston in. Yeah, that's on the dust cover. So it's if a slight damage could be, but preferable to try not to damage it. That is not a seal, not making any pressure, just on the dust cover. So I will clean this a bit with WD-40, and just I don't have special tools, so I'm using this. So basically expand it as far as you can, grab piston and just start turning in. When it's fully in, this is from here going to here, and this difference exactly is difference for new brake pads thickness. So when I will do that now, then I will show next. So here it is. Here is my WD-40. Here I clean this place where brake pads stay in. This is piston, as you see how deep is now got it in. So basically now it should fit with new brake pads. So you can see difference how thick is brake pad new one compare that is old one from that side. So basically as well, here is spring, and from this side is no spring. So when you will remove, you will see so old one as well. It had spring, and that was from inside. Outside is no spring. Don't make difference, because sometimes if you change them, put them in wrong place, so they will make noise. May not, but maybe. Basically now I will get in all together as it was before. That's done, all is cleaned, got this in, brake pads in. Now put back, screwing together. Here it is. So a few more couple of things from me. When you will, before put it back, when you will remove the screws, try to push with screwdriver out as far as possible, because of with new brake pads your support will go forward to get on top of new pad, and the screw will go on top of this. So you need to get this fully out to make sure you get it fully in. One more thing is, so here is the spring, I got it back, just bend it back and that's it. Don't forget these caps to put back, other way water will get inside, these screws will get rusty and will be more difficult to get them out. And what else? Don't worry about noise when you will start driving about brakes. We can try a few times to use your handbrake to adjust automatically this proper gap between brake pads and discs. So, and don't start drive quick straight away, but press brakes a few times to make sure your brake fluid will get pressure inside and will adjust, will press these parts all together to make sure they get in working condition. For now my disc is moving, is making noise, and my brake pads inside still moving a little bit, especially when support is movable. Look, because of here is no pressure from piston, because piston, if you screw in piston too much, that's not the problem, because of when you start using your brakes, the piston will get adjusted in proper position. That's it. Brake pads changed. When you finish, just make sure you double check everything is done. So screws all together, tight, these caps on, spring is on and solid, no extra movement. Make sure this back cover is not bent and not touching disc, otherwise you will hit that and you will need to remove wheel again to get to bend it back. Sometimes that happens, so you adjust something and you bend your screwdriver as well this and get this in touch with disc. So you can just hit it a little bit. If you don't hear noise that is touching this, so it's fine. So you can put back wheel, remove trolley and jack stand, and try your brakes. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.